Before we begin, I'd like to give my deepest condolences to the Tisch family. I'm truly sorry for your loss, and I'd like to give you guys a moment of silence. Yo, welcome to PTA Sports. I am your host, Pest the Analyst. Today we got to hear from all three of our coordinators, our offensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator, and our special teams coordinator. And to be completely honest, man, we heard a lot of stuff from them, but they really didn't tell us a whole lot of anything, man. And, I find it real interesting. Over the last few days, man, we've heard from a lot of players and we heard from these coaches now. And they all have kind of talked very similarly. They won't talk about specific things. They won't go into specific details about stuff. And the stuff that they will talk about is really like a bunch of nothing burgers, man. But I like it, man. I like that we're keeping our cards close to our chest. We're not telling anybody anything. We're not giving anybody any real information. I can dig it. It's boring for us, right? Because there's no real sound bites. There's nothing really amazing that was said, But at the end of the day, it's best to not say a whole lot and just kind of let your actions speak for itself. So I dig it. Jason Garrett, man, he didn't really say a whole lot. He didn't want to talk about, his time with the Cowboys. He went out there, he said his piece, he showed some respect to the organization, and he was like, yo, let's focus on the future. And even though he got a question, he got a couple of questions that were trying to dig into the past, trying to dig into the process of him coming to the Giants, trying to dig into the way that, he ran offenses back in the day. And he really tiptoed and tap danced around those questions. He wasn't trying to give anybody anything based on the past. He kept just talking about how excited he was, to be in the Giants organization. He did make some mention about Daniel Jones, and he did make some mention about Saquon. And the stuff he says, those are the things that we've all been saying. We like how they prepare. They seem like they're leaders. They seem like they want to do the right thing. They seem like they want to learn. They just seem like they want to go out there and they want to pull it all out on the line, man. And that's good to hear from our coaching staff. I really like the fact that these two players who are kind of our key players, man. The coach thinks, hey, these guys are preparing well, they're picking things up well, and they're doing well. Especially when you've got a new offense, new terminology, new playbook, new scheme, new everything. So that's real encouraging to hear. To be completely honest, initially, right, I wasn't happy with the Jason Garrett hire. I still don't know if I'm happy with the Jason Garrett hire, right? I'm just going to kind of wait and see the results on the field. But I was okay with this press conference, especially being that this is the first time that he's talked to any of us. I was okay with the things that he had to say. Moving on to Patrick Graham. So Patrick Graham, man, Patrick Graham is an interesting cat, man. I'll be completely honest. When I listen to this guy talk about defense, I feel like I can absolutely relate to the things that he says, man. I really dig just his entire approach to being, a defensive coordinator and putting this team together. He's still stuck with his answer to the question of, the scheme is going to run, 3-4, 4-3. His answer is yes. I really like that. That's his answer. Just because we know that he wants to be multiple in his approach. It seems in his mind, it's a week-to-week deal with what the scheme is going to be. Now, I hope that doesn't make it difficult for the players to pick up what they want to do. But I like the idea of, we're going to run our defense based on the team that we're playing. He talks a lot about, stopping the run. He talked a little bit about, Leonard Williams and what Leonard Williams brings to the table. And it's funny, man, because some of the stuff that he's saying is the same stuff that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about He's talking about people occupying blocks. He's talking about people filling gaps. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about people stopping the run. He's talking about, making quarterbacks feel uncomfortable. He's saying some of the same stuff that I'm saying, and I feel validated, man. Like, I feel real validated when I just listen to this man talk. So it was real interesting, right? Because, Thomas McGaughey was our special teams coordinator, last year. So our special teams was kind of the best part of one of the best parts of our game last year. So when the Giants decided that, hey, we're going to keep Thomas McGaughey, I was pretty cool about that. Like, I was happy with that. He talked about a couple of different things. One of the things that he talked about, was just kind of the way that he approached this offseason, being that, he's basically a cancer survivor, right? And, he just talked about, trying to be in the best shape and trying to do the best things so he didn't have to be concerned about the situation, right? He talked a little bit about just how excited he was to be back. And, he's just not really thinking about the whole coronavirus thing now. I can understand where he's coming from, right? Because he wants to go out there and he wants to coach. I just hope that he's just being very careful, man, because, being like with like people like him and people like Dave Gettleman, like, they're at high risk, man. So like, we don't want them to get put in a position where their health is super duper high at risk. He talked really highly of Joe Judge from the standpoint of like, what Joe Judge's philosophy is with special teams and what his philosophy is. He talks about like how they mesh well. He talks about how Joe Judge is just like a good coach. And, he wants to work with them, and he thinks that they're going to be a real good fit. He also talked a little bit about the kicker, right? And like, that's going to be really important, right? Because, our new kicker, whose name escapes me right now, because like, I don't know. I'm gonna probably be yelling this guy's name during the season. But I mean, like, he talked about him. He talked about how he was a veteran and how, he's performed well in the past. He's performed well in the stadium, he expects big things from him. You know what? I hope we can get some big things because, listen, man, we take kickers for granted, man. Like, we really do. And a good place kicker can be the difference between you losing the game or winning the game sometimes, man. So, I mean, I still feel like they're going to bring somebody else in, but like with McGaughey there, I don't feel like our special teams is going to be bad, right? Because I feel like we got a good coach there that he knows what he's doing, man. He knows how to get the most out of the special teams because he did it last year. So I expect him to do it this year. Overall, right? I felt good, man. I felt good listening to these coaches talk. I feel like I've said in the past, I feel like this coaching staff makes sense. I feel like this coaching staff is not a patchwork or is not rushed together. I feel like everyone kind of has their ties to each other. So it feels like it vibes well, man. And just like listening to these guys talk about like what they've been doing up to this point, man, I feel comfortable, man. And like, for me to say I feel comfortable with a coaching staff that I've never seen do anything yet, I will admit that it's a little premature, but like I haven't felt this way about a coaching staff in a long time, man. And like this coaching staff feels really, really damn good. Overall, these were good interviews. We didn't get a lot of information. Joe Judge is going to be the type of coach where he's going to say, tell him a lot, but tell him nothing. Cool. I can respect it. It's going to suck for people like me. Some of the prognosticators, some of the commentators, some of the analysts. It's going to suck for us because we just kind of get a word salad. And we're like, all right, well, what did they mean when they said all those things? We don't know, but it is what it is, man. I'm happy. So listen, I appreciate y'all coming, listening to me talk for a little bit. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is taking care of each other and staying safe. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and tell people about PTA Sports, man. And I will get up with you guys later. Deuces.